Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.
102.9 WBLM. I'm the captain. There's Celeste, everybody.
Good morning.
It was 50 years ago today. WBLM began to play from a double-wide trailer in Litchfield, Maine. 50 years later, here we are. What a long, strange trip it's been.
And it continues, too.
Thanks to you all. So thanks for all the years. So many great calls this morning. Whether you've been listening, 5 minutes or 50 years. And we're hearing from a lot of people that were actually in the Litchfield trailer.
Yeah, that was before me. I was still a kid, so I never made it to the trailer. Did you go to the trailer?
Never. I got here that we were in Auburn when I got here.
Because if you believe the listeners, about 90% of them have been to the Litchfield trailer.
Right.
It's amazing how many people went to the trailer.
Right. I don't know if ever, whatever, but it's amazing. So we're going to go back 50 years to midnight, March 1st, 1973. We're going to play the actual sign-on. Jim Mitchell, who started the radio station, a company called Stereo Corp, and Steve Hode, who was the first DJ ever on WBLM, kicked off the radio station. And then we are going to play the first song we ever played off the actual piece of vinyl that we played 50 years ago today.
Which has a Braille label on it because Steve Hode was blind.
That's right. So
he was one of our first DJs,
yep.
And he was blind. And we have so many albums that have Braille stickers on them so that he could. And how do you queue up an album? I don't. He's amazing.
He's incredible. Steve is now, I believe, a pig farmer in Maine. So shout out to Steve Hode this morning. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you for being part of our history.
I'm going to cue this up on the Chris Novoselic Memorial Turntable. Hold on. Okay, hold on. All right, here we go. Woo! I'm nervous about this. All right, 50 years ago today, it all started like this.
WBLM now begins its broadcast day. WBLM is a frequency-modulated station with transmitting facilities on Danforth Hill in Litchfield, Maine. WBLM broadcasts on an assigned carrier frequency of 107.5 megahertz. We broadcast in full stereo with music, news, and information 24 hours a day.
Good morning. This is Jim Mitchell to say that the staff and management of WBLM welcome you to programming which we hope you'll enjoy. We want you to be with us. We want to be with you when you drive your car or want good progressive contemporary listening at night and happy melody listening during each day. So again, welcome. We hope you'll be with us, and we with you, for a long, long time.
Good morning. I'm Steve, and I'll be playing rock music for you from now until 5 o'clock this morning. And we'd like to hear from you, since this is our first night on the air. Welcome to WBLM.
There you go. Off the original Litchfield trailer vinyl, The Moody Blues and the Story in Your Eyes. The very first song we played 50 years ago today off that actual piece of vinyl.
No.
Mine melted. That is cool. That is cool. The station, Jim Mitchell says, what do you call it? Beautiful melodic music during the day and progressive rock at night. So, we'd play a little Mantovani. Let's play a little Mantovani this morning. There we go.
Fire up the strings. Come on.
Right?
And then it's 6 o'clock because FM rock radio was
new.
Just starting.
Yeah.
And everybody, we all grew up with, if you're a certain age, we all grew up with
Top 40 on the AM dial.
Right. And all of a sudden, this rock and roll thing coincided with FM radio coming. I can't handle the Mantovani. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I'm going to kill that. It's very dramatic and lovely, but I can't do that.
I was just starting to lean into it.
All right. And it was an incredible time, and rock and roll was starting to become more than just kind of poppy stuff. It was really becoming, thanks to Dylan and others, like an art form, a serious art form. And so it all coalesced in, what a perfect time to start a radio station, 1973. So beautiful music during the day. And then the rock and roll kicked in at night. That did not last very long.
The beautiful music didn't last very long.
No.
Because then JJ and Bob bought it, and then we were all rock.
That's right. And the rest is history. One of the longest running rock stations in America. Thank you. The very first request, 1973. Rob, you'll love this. After going on the air at midnight, this is Steve Hode. On the very first night, the first phone call BLM got was from the operator at the switchboard who was in his living room from the Bryant Pond Phone Company.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, my word. So that call was made on a crank telephone.
Yes. Bryant Pond was the when you go on 26 and you see, remember that there's that giant, old telephone there on Route 26 as you go through that area. It was all switchboard, crank telephones.
Bryant Pond was the last town in the country to stop using hand crank phones. And it was in the 1980s.
Right.
It was in the 80s.
And I love that.
Not 1880?
No. And I love that they're proud of that. Like, we were the last to go down. Like, and they put up a giant phone. So the phone operator who was in his living room at the time called Steve Hode and said, "It's great to hear you loud and clear. I wanted to call and let you know before I shut the system down and went to bed."
Wow.
That is so Maine.
That is awesome.
That is so great, Steve. Thank you for sharing that.
Hello.
Hello.
Calling from Fairfield this morning.
What's up, Fairfield? Good morning.
Yeah, 73, I was between my junior and senior year at UMO. Been listening to you guys ever since. I bought one of those blimp T-shirts with the blimp on the front and stuff. I wore it right to tatters.
I think it was state law in the 70s and early 80s that anyone under the age of 25 was required. Was it a misdemeanor, Celeste?
I believe so. I think there was a $50 fine if you showed up at the Cumberland County Civic Center without a WBLM T-shirt to any kind of concert.
Yeah.
Well, I had one, and I wore it right to tatters.
That's awesome. Thank you, man.
I also was the first year I heard LaGrange by ZZ Top, so...
That
life-changing.
That's when that song came out in 1973.
It is.
We played it when it was new. Let's play it today. It's a blimp. Good morning.
Hey, Captain, big shout out to you and Celeste for holding down the fort during the pandemic. You guys were the best.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm going to throw my request to Celeste. I know she loves Pat Benatar, so let her pick out a Pat Benatar song.
Oh, thank you.
Who is this?
This is Chris from Madison.
Hey.
You're my new best friend, Chris.
Chris.
Hey, you guys, every time I turned on the radio during the pandemic, you guys were there, and I don't even know how many hours you put in, and we really appreciate your efforts then.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we kept coming in because we were considered essential workers.
Isn't
because
that hilarious?
We were disseminating news. I thought it was hilarious. But you know what? Yep. Yeah, we were all in this together. So thank you.
Hi, BLM. Good morning.
Hey, I remember in particular a couple 8-tracks that I inherited.
Nice.
I got Steppenwolf, early Steppenwolf, probably the first Steppenwolf ever. And for 3 Dog Night.
That's cool. And like in the middle of the track, it would go and then keep on going, right? You get to the next track. Too funny. All right, man. Thanks for the call.
Hey, have a good day. Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
50 years ago today, this radio station went on the air from a double-wide trailer in beautiful Litchfield, Maine. And what a long, strange trip it's been. 50 years. And here we are.
And look who brought us a birthday cake.
Oh, he shouldn't have. Rob Caldwell.
It's RC.
I just came bearing the best of good wishes for you guys.
Thank you, man.
Happy birthday.
And you're wearing pants for us. Every time I see RC, he's wearing shorts. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. And I love that about you. And I'm a little disappointed that I don't get any kneecap today, Rob.
I'm sorry to be such a downer on this wonderful day, otherwise wonderful day.
Well, we knew you're usually wearing pajamas or something,
right,
so
yeah.
Sweatpants or something. So the fact that
we're wearing button-up pants, so we're dressed up.
Something without just a waistband on it is amazing. So thanks for being here, 207. Wow, well, we've made it now, Celeste.
I know. I'm so excited.
You've been featured on 207 before. This is not our first time out on the dance floor with you two knuckleheads.
That is true.
We have short-term memory loss. That's okay.
But you've been doing this 40 years, man. That's incredible. We're celebrating a radio station at 50, but you've been doing TV. Did you ever do radio?
I did radio for 1 year.
You did?
I did at one of your competitors at an AM/FM station here in Portland.
And you escaped.
I escaped. I started out as an intern, and then I did news. I was a part-time news reporter.
Right.
And then I got an offer in Bangor.
He's too good looking for radio.
Yeah, you're handsome. Yep.
It's the shorts.
I'm not saying that hurts.
Wore khaki shorts to the interview, and then he's like, I think they expect that every day now.
Look at those calves. The boy's got a career.
But I'm glad you're here today. It is amazing, and we still have a lot of the same vinyl, same stuff that was here when we started 50 years ago, which is pretty incredible. And you think about all the changes in technology and all the changes in our business, and so it is worthy of a celebration today.
It's so wild for me because I come in here and I look at your vinyl and I say, oh yeah, my brother had that album. Oh yeah, my other brother, he had that album. And then I say, oh yeah, I had that album. And it's just, it's my life.
Yeah.
It's my musical life. It's the soundtrack of my years.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool. Whether you've been listening 5 days or 50 years, the music is what, is why we're all here. So, all right, well, hang out, make yourself at home. Kirk, make yourself at home, brother. I'm sure that one got some play in the trailer in Litchfield back in the day.
I can smell the strawberry incense.
Wow, man. Strawberry Alarm Clock is the band. Great name for a band, Rob Caldwell. Great name for a band.
We could sit here and come up with better names, but it wouldn't be a long list because that one is right near the top.
With incense and peppermints, that's for Rob Caldwell, who is here this morning.
Yay!
And the 207 cameras, the great
RC!
Delighted to be here. As I was headed out the door, you know what my wife, whom you both know very well, said to me? Don't be too dorky on the radio.
That's so Emily. That's
You're like
hilarious.
the coolest guy we know. What is she talking about?
She knows me better than you do.
She's coming in with, you come in with incense and peppermints. I remember you and I talking about that song, and that you owned the whole album. I mean, I owned the 45. Everybody bought the 45. Rob had the whole album from Strawberry Alarm Clock.
It was one of those things where I inherited it from an older brother. So, I mean, I was really young at the time, 8 or 9 or something, I guess, when the album came out. And so I wasn't going to the store and buying albums with my own 25-cent allowance. So got it from an older brother and still have it.
Wow.
Still have it.
What does the album cover look like? Because it was such a psychedelic time, right?
Members of the band wearing these psychedelic-colored Nehru jackets. They've got granny glasses. They've got love beads.
Nice.
They're sitting in this kind of weird Indian room with all this wild decoration. It's quintessential 60s.
Now I'm Googling it.
That is awesome. March 1st, 1973, the blimp went on the air from the trailer in Litchfield. And we should probably thank all the older brothers and sisters and siblings and cousins that turned us on to rock and roll.
Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.
50 years ago today, in a double-wide trailer in Litchfield, it all began for us, and it's 50 years later, and it's been so great to hear from so many of you this morning.
You guys are having a good show today.
You guys are good today. And I'm thinking about all the crazy prizes and trips.
Yeah.
And things we've made people do. Crawl across the old $1 Million Bridge on your hands and knees.
And get into a baby pool of baked beans.
Right. That we had some.
The bean dip.
They had the bean dip where you had to. We had a giant pool out here on the patio, and we filled it with B&M baked beans and put concert tickets in there.
True story. It was a mess. It was so awesome.
The cleanup was hell.
Oh my God, it was so bad. People just dripping baked beans. I loved it. We should do that this summer.
I say we bring back the bean dip.
Yeah, we'll grill some Red Hots.
Right.
You know, because you got to have beans and Franks, right? So we'll grill some hot dogs, some red hot dogs, and have people do the bean dip.
And so to all the prize winners over the years, congratulations. We have so much to give away in 2023. Rob Caldwell is with us. The 207 Cameras, the infamous Kirk Craddy is with us this morning. Did not know you were a BLM prize winner?
The only thing I think I have ever won in my life. It's certainly the only thing I've ever won from a radio station. 78 or 79, right. There was a contest. You had to answer the question, or just you had to answer the question. So this was the question. From the movie Rebel Without a Cause, what was the word that drove James Dean crazy?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
What was it?
Chicken. Being accused of being chicken. It wasn't like he was against wings or anything like that. He just didn't want to be called chicken.
He wasn't anti-poultry, is
no,
what you're saying.
Right. So I'm furiously dialing the blimp. And I got through, and I won the tickets for a show at the Cumberland County Civic Center. You will never guess. We could stay on the air for the next 7 weeks, and you would not guess what the show was.
Share.
No.
What?
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, I wouldn't have guessed that.
You won tickets to Peter, Paul, and Mary?
From WBLM.
Wow.
Which was great. I like Peter, Paul, and Mary. But there I was listening to the rock and roll blimp getting free tickets to Peter, Paul, and Mary.
I can just imagine a young Rob Caldwell furiously dialing or on his rotary phone and getting through, and it finally picks up, and he just yells, "Chicken!" You're a winner. Wow. There you go. That is fantastic. Well, congratulations, Rob. I'm sure the concert was fantastic.
The concert was really good.
That's awesome. We are not playing Peter, Paul, and Mary this morning. Birthday day, March 1st, 1973. Double wide, leaky, crappy trailer in Litchfield. We had a cat named Cletus. We had a bunch of young upstart ruffian DJs. We played Mantovani and beautiful music during the day, but at 6 o'clock when the sun went down, the rock came out. And that place built, I mean, the trailer, those guys built it, you know.
Yeah.
They built the station. They did it. So great to hear from you all today.
This brings back memories of me back in high school. I graduated in 73.
Yeah.
I had probably 5 cars that year. And every one of them, I took my little FM converter with me because back then you didn't have FM on your cars. They came stock with an AM radio, and they came out with the FM converter.
And to hook that thing up and wire it all up.
Yeah, and it went in all 5 different cars because it went with every car I had.
What, were you stealing cars back then? Why'd you have 5 cars in that year?
They all broke down and died, and I had just, you're buying 1964 pieces of junk, trying to keep them running. Yeah, and it just brought that back. I said, you got to mention that. How many people had an FM converter? You had to have it.
That's right. I also love the stories from people that, like UMO, discovered the station, and then they had like the coat hangers with the wires out the window of the dorm.
And you would have the tinfoil on them, too.
To pull in the station.
Yeah, there was nothing worse than breaking your antenna off your little boom box.
Oh,
it was terrible.
Horrible.
Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players. Pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.